This is Wholesaling Houses Elite, the no fluff and BS podcast with tips and tricks to help you become an elite wholesaler. Our guest will spill the beans on what it takes to be the best.
This podcast is brought to you by Lead Gen Pros, making it incredibly easy for the average real estate investor and business owner to get more leads. They work with a variety of companies who specialize in real estate investing and who are looking for a systemized way to increase their lead flow and grow their business. If that sounds like you, check out theleadgenpros.com.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to a new podcast. And in front of me today, now you may have seen him on my YouTube videos. You may have actually seen his own YouTube video. We did a video the other day. It just went crazy. My man Nazar out of Charlotte, man. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for coming in, bro.
Thank you for having me, man. And I just want to thank your audience for showing me mad love. So
you said, first thing he said when we came in, he was like, your audience is real. Y'all blew up his Instagram when we did that video.
Y'all blew up IG Real Estate Doru. I'm not your guru, I'm your Doru because I actually do this business. So it's DORU, Real Estate Doru, man. Y'all show mad love, man. I appreciate that.
Before we start, for people that don't know, you, and I've always given you credit, I got the word Doru from him because when I was watching when I first started this business, I was heavily in YouTube University. Yeah. And there was absolutely zero content on YouTube about how to do wholesaling. Yeah. You were the only one. Yeah. And some Sean Terry videos. Yeah. On how to do it.
I was the realest one too.
But Sean, look, I like Sean Terry. He's my dude, but
that's my guy.
He had a course.
Shout out to Sean.
You was like, I'm really out here. You had the dreads. You had everything. This was back in the day. When did you start shooting YouTube?
I started shooting YouTube in 2012.
And in 2016, I was watching your videos. Yeah. And then he was like, Doru, and then you have a book out.
Got a book out.
When did you do that?
I did that probably a few years ago because people kept asking me, like, how do you do? What do you do? What do you do? I'm like, I got the YouTube stuff. I said, all right. Now I just tell them. They ask me questions and I got some questions on the last video we did. Mm-hmm. So how'd you get started? Hey, man, it's all in my book. So flip houses like burgers, available on Amazon.
And he's Amazon on the cover. He's on the cover with a spatula, right?
Yeah, with a spatula. Flip houses like burgers. Word up. Yeah.
Cool, man. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy 10 copies on Amazon. And
appreciate the love.
I'm going to give them away I'm going to give 2 of them away to the best comments that I like from this YouTube video.
Yeah, I appreciate the love, brother.
So yeah, man. So tell me your start, man, because I seen you. I only think because like we've been all right. So let me back up a little bit. I remember when I looked at your YouTube videos and I realized you was in Charlotte. That's when I first got started in the business. Yeah. And I was like, I want to connect with this guy. And I reached out to you. You responded. Yeah. He was like, yeah, we'll catch up. But then both of us got so busy, and it was like 2 years. We next door to each other, literally an hour away, and we never connected. Your circle was different from my circle, and we just never connected. And then I think I found you on IG. I don't know what it was. And I said, I'm doing We Live 18 in Charlotte. I don't remember how it went, but you came through and you blessed the stage, and it was like, and everybody been wondering why we ain't doing nothing together. So, and it's just because we just got busy, and it's nothing like I met the man for the first time in person at We Live 18. Yeah. So that was cool, and I appreciate you coming out there and blessing. You had me rolling with you fought the teacher joke. But anyways, so let's get back to topic.
But let me just say this, bro. Like for all the YouTubers who've been following me and following Max, we never had an issue.
Never.
There was never no issue.
We was actually talking on Facebook.
Yeah, we was talking behind the scenes. There was never no issue. I never had a problem with him using the word Doru. I was happy to see someone from North Carolina just representing, doing what they do. I'm from Elizabeth, New Jersey, but I was just happy to see somebody, from, doing what they do, man. I don't fight other successful people because they successful.
Yeah, and from day one, I was like, I didn't invent this word. I actually spelled it wrong. I didn't invent this word, but I got it from this guy.
Yeah,
from day,
yeah,
and that's why it was
appreciate
so
that.
cool for him to come to We Live 18, and I
Appreciate that.
introduced you as the original Doru.
Yeah.
So moving on now, like you got into real estate at what age?
24, I bought my first house. I wanted to get in real estate since 19 years old.
So tell me about your past. Were you growing up? You were born in New Jersey?
Born and raised in New Jersey. Kind of crazy. My mother and father. My mother from Lumberton, North Carolina. Father from Candor, North Carolina. But they moved up to Jersey in the 70s, and so they had me and my sister. We was born and raised in
Why
Jersey.
they moved to New Jersey? They have family up there or something?
Nah, because at that time, all right, so my father's a little older. My father was born with no rights. He got his rights in 64 with the Civil Rights Act. And if you know anything about the 60s, when they passed that law federally, it wasn't all peaches and cream.
Yeah.
You know, it was definitely, some fighting, going back and forth, etc. So with that being said, in the 70s, it was more opportunity up north than it was in the South. So they moved up there because it was more money, more opportunity, and the racism wasn't as bad at that time, wasn't as bad, as it was down here, whatever. So they moved north, and, eventually, they bought a house and raised me and my sister in the house.
Yo, let me put this in perspective for people that may not understand, because the audience is a lot of young people.
Okay.
Your father was not born with rights.
Yeah,
He got his rights in 1964.
Yeah.
Understand that, y'all. Okay, keep moving, because we come a long way
came a
in
long
a
way,
very
bruh.
short amount of time.
Yeah, so yeah, man, a long way in a very short amount of time. So when people like, yo, why they talk about this? Why they talk? My father, I ain't saying my grandparents, I ain't saying my father. So yeah, my father didn't have any rights. So he was born under Jim Crow. So with that being said, yeah, they moved up to Jersey in the 70s, and eventually they had me and my sister. Just basically they started from humble beginnings. I remember we were staying in the projects, Elizabeth, New Jersey, till we, till they bought a house. My father and mother, they bought a house in East Orange, East Orange, New Jersey.
What kind of work did they do?
My mother was a school teacher. She graduated from North Carolina Central University. Shout out to Central Eagles. She graduated from there. She was a school teacher. My father was a salesman. You know what I mean? He used to sell cars and all that.
So he hustled for his money.
He hustled for his money. That's where I kind of got the hustle from. So he hustled for his money. So yeah, he was a salesman, a car salesman, etc.
Got it. So you grow up in Elizabeth, New Jersey, humble beginnings. Your parents buy their house. What made you ever think that you wanted to get in real estate? How did you at 19? What did you know about real estate?
Bruh, this is what happened, man. I heard my father talking to his friend. My father was talking to his friend, and he was like, yeah, man, the guy next door bought the house. He bought it for $150. He put 20 into it, sold it for $270. Now here it is. I'm 19 years old. I graduated with a 1.8 GPA. I cheated all through college, man. So when he said that, that's $100,000. I think I want to do real estate. So of course, me being young, not knowing any better, I go to some people who knew nothing about real estate. You know what I mean? My father. I said, yo, hey. I said, I call him Abu, which means father. Yeah. So I said, Abu, I want to get into real estate, man. I think I want to get into real estate. That's what I want to do with myself. So he like, oh, yeah? All right, well, look, you going to go to my friend because he fixed credit, and then he going to prep you to buy a house. So went to go see his friend, and he started to get my credit right. It's not that my credit, I was 19. That's not my credit.
Didn't have any.
I didn't have any. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have any. So he like, yo, you got anything delinquent? I said, man, I think I probably got like an old Sprint bill. If you from the hood, Sprint gave everybody phones back in the day. Everybody phones, bro.
Sure.
Yo, we used to give fake, like when we was teenagers, we used to give a fake birthday so we could be 18 and get the damn phone. I used to give everybody phones. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So with that being said, I was like, you probably got, he's like, don't worry about that. We can take care of that. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to go to the department stores and get a credit card. And I want you to buy your essentials, like your deodorant, your Vaseline, your stuff like that. Don't buy nothing else. So I did it. And by 22, I was in the 700 clubs. Like, my friends couldn't even believe it. Like, they wouldn't believe it. You know, you ain't got no 700 credit. But for all those who know about credit, you could have good credit and still be broke.
Correct.
Yeah, that's two separate things. Income and credit is two separate things.
Whole nother ballgame.
Yeah, I mean, credit just showing that this person's responsible and can pay the bills. So yeah, with that being said, so At 24, I bought my first house in East Orange, New Jersey, me and my guy. And
you were working at that time, right?
no, I wasn't working. We had no job.
Okay.
There wasn't no jobs around. So
You were just giving out loans.
they was giving out loans. You had a pulse, you get one, bro. Yeah. So yeah. We had some money laying around, and we went ahead and bought the house. We did everything wrong. Ended up losing like $7,000 a piece.
You and a partner.
Yeah.
So y'all went together, bought a house. Think y'all gonna flip it and make the $100,000 like your dad was talking to his friend about. And you
Buy a
ended up
Bentley.
losing. Y'all lost $14,000.
Lost 14,000. You know, yeah. I swear, I had the money mentally spent. Yeah, I was gonna come through the hood with the Bentley.
So much.
You know what I mean? I was gonna have the Bentley and all that. You know, I was gonna pull up to VIP in the club. You know, we all know the spiritual pull up to the club, gas tank on E, but all drinks on me. That was that would be you. That was gonna be me. So yeah, but unfortunately, man, you know, it didn't turn out like that. We ended up losing money, man. And then I had already, that was the only thing holding me back in Jersey, because I already finished up my bachelor's degree at Keene University. I was a communications major. Mm-hmm. So I already finished up my bachelor's degree. Then I had moved down to Charlotte. I knew I wanted to move down to Charlotte. I just thought I was going to move down to Charlotte with that $100,000 we was going to make up the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it didn't work out like that.
So now you moved to Charlotte because your parents from North Carolina, and Charlotte was probably it was up and coming back then, right?
It was really up and coming. Now here's the thing, right? So I and I feel so, cause I could be real with Max, dog. And I could be real with his audience. So this is official right here. You know, some of the other podcasts I got to speak in my job interview voice, but I get Max all the way to truth. So this is what happened, right? So I've been coming to North Carolina my whole life, Lumberton. Mm-hmm. But what I thought Lumberton was
in the middle of nowhere.
It's the middle of nowhere, but I thought that's how the whole North Carolina looked.
Yeah.
You know, growing up, I'm thinking that's like, it's Lumberton. So I didn't want nothing to do with North Carolina. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I would ask as a kid, because if you grew up in the 90s, you know that Charlotte Hornets was the joint. It was a show on Nickelodeon called My Brother and I, based in Charlotte. So I would ask him, like, yo, where's Charlotte at? He was like, oh, it's about 2.5 hours west, east, whatever, you know, they would tell me. I'm like, oh, okay. But I'd never been to Charlotte. Although they told me, it's like, no, when you was a kid, we took you to Carowinds. You probably don't remember, which I didn't remember. But back in like 06, 07, and, you know, we in the hood, so we don't know no better. But my man, he go down to Charlotte to bust a move. I ain't gonna get into the details on that, but the
dance move.
Yeah, and the dance move didn't work out right. But he came back. He said, "Yo, bro, you gotta get down Charlotte, bro." I said, "Well, what's the thing?" He said, "Yo, you know how you talk? You wanna move out of Jersey? You gotta see this, bro." He said, "Yo, the girls, bro." He said, "They there." I said, "Where?" He's like, "Yeah." So we visited. We hopped in the car, drove down to Charlotte, and I seen the joint Charlotte with my own eyes. It was city. It was like mad city. So I'm like, oh, this ain't country.
This ain't Lumberton.
This ain't Lumberton. And then we was going to the clubs, and then I did my first CI in 07. It was over with.
CIAA, by the way.
Yeah, CIAA. For those who don't know who CIAA is, it's the Black Basketball College Tournament that's held in Charlotte. I think Charlotte got one more year left in their contract, and then it shoots down to Baltimore. But yeah, it was back in the day, it was the place to be. So experienced that joint, and I was like, yo, I'm here, you know. And then I moved down in 08, and
that's right during the worst economic times, right?
I was about to say that. Actually, the worst economic time since the Great Depression. And of course, I graduated in 07. So here it is. I'm coming out. I'm a fresh graduate with the worst economic.
So even with your degree, you can find no jobs. There's no jobs.
Yeah, Charlotte. The main industry in Charlotte at the time was banking. Banking was number 2. Charlotte was number 2 in banking.
And what was the
in
biggest
the country?
bank in Charlotte? When it Bank of America?
It was Bank of America, but I think Wachovia was headquartered in Charlotte. It was headquartered
in Charlotte. Yep.
Yeah. And then they went under, and when they went under, I was working for them. I was in the call center making like $12 an hour, $12.50 an hour. Yeah, I was in the call center up in Wachovia, man. I did 2 years up in there. And from me doing 2 years up in there, I went to another company. I could speak of them now. When they let me go, they made me sign one of them joints saying I couldn't talk about them. But I ain't got nothing bad to say about them. You know, they let me go. TIAA Craft, great company to work for. And I'm not just saying that. It's really like they treat you good up in Craft. So what happened was, bro, they came to me in November, like, yo, look, don't come back to work.
What you mean?
Yeah, they just don't come back. yo, give us your badge. We're going to keep you on payroll to January so that you could get your little your severance package, your 3-week severance package for being there for like a year and all that. But they was like, yo, don't worry about coming back. Nobody's fault due to my own, you know what I'm saying? I was up there. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. Then I went to this another company. Parent company was BB&T.
Which is headquartered here.
Yeah, correct. And Crump, the company was Crump Life Insurance, and they fired me. They let me go. So, but it wasn't one of those surprise fires. It was one that I knew it was coming. Like, they had me in the principal office every Friday. I'm a grown man going to the principal office every Friday.
So you selling life insurance or dealing with the customer service side?
I'm on the service side.
Got it.
I don't know what I was doing, man. I had a sexy job title. My job title was Policy Review Analyst. So, you know what I mean? I was like, man, I'm going to get this job title, man. I'm going to get some girls. You know what I'm saying? So
You got fired.
I got fired, bro. Yeah. From February and September, I worked in February and September. They fired me, rightfully so.
So this whole time you're not doing any real estate?
I'm doing real estate. I'm doing some wholesale deals every other month.
So let's back up.
I'm sorry. I did my first wholesale deal in 2011. I learned about creative real estate in 2010.
From who? From where?
Going to my local RIA. What happened was I was in Wachovia, and the site director told me to read a book. Because I told him, like, yo, I got a rental house here, a rental house there. Now, this one I was in my 20s. I was younger, so I used to be proud of myself. So I would just tell everybody about my accomplishments and what I was doing. Now that I get older, do not do that. And never tell your job you're an entrepreneur. Don't do that.
No.
So, yeah, with that being said, he was like, man, you should read this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. So I was reading this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Now my desk, this dude was like, oh, you right. So we clicked, because he was in the real estate. He was like, yo, you got to join the RIA. So what's a RIA? The Real Estate Investment Association. They got one in Charlotte. So as soon as he told me about it, I went and joined it. And that's when I learned about creative real estate investing in 2010. And then 2011, I did my first.
So how was the market back then? Because most people listening have never been through a cycle. So 2010 and 9 was probably the absolute bottom, right, of the real estate market.
I would say it was still going down to 10.
It's still, so
it ain't start going back up to 12. Shout out to the Obama administration.
Yeah. so a 10 and 11, where you start, it was the bottom. So you learned about. Were you able to make deals in the bad economy? I was
making deals, making wholesale deals. I was making very small spreads. I was making deals, but you could have got. My mindset was limited at the time. You could have made some good money, but yeah, I was making deals.
So you can make money in the economic downturn.
Absolutely. It was some people making a killing.
So we'll touch on that.
Of course, they didn't tell you till after the cycle was over.
Yeah,
but yeah.
We'll touch on that probably later because we just want to talk about one of those famous questions ago. So you learned about creative real estate in 2010. You're doing some couple wholesaling deals. What was your first deal like when you? Because
it was basically
a lot of people are learning right now.
Yeah,
listen to this.
It's basically proof of concept. I didn't make a lot of money. I made $2,000. Paid my mentor. I took home like $1,300. So yeah, it was basically just like proof of concept. Like, oh, this worked. I did it. I did it. I worked. And from there, it was just no looking back for me. I put that whole money back into marketing. So yeah, it was just basically on the popping. I would do a deal like probably every other month.
And this is when you were doing YouTube now.
I started doing YouTube the following year, 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what made you pick up the camera and like, I'm gonna do YouTube? Because a lot of people ask me that.
I said, yo, bruh, I went on YouTube. I'm like, man, all these guys fake. At that time, I just wasn't really feeling them.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling them.
And you were true. Right.
Yeah, and that was like, yo, man, a lot of these guys, washed up, and they talking about, we in this down cycle, they talking about doing stuff from when the market was good a few years ago. That ain't working in this cycle.
I was not in the business.
They're not in the business. So I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to come with a different angle on this joint. And that's where the YouTube videos come out. And I was like, yo, I'm going to get up there and I'm going to show them checks and all this and all that. And, now that I'm older, man, that was foolish.
He will never show you a check now. Never.
I'm not going to do that no more, man. Famous be hitting you up. Hey, bro, need to borrow something. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I wouldn't do that again. But yeah, I just wanted to come with a real angle because I felt I didn't like what I seen out there. It was a lot of dudes who were acting as if they was a job interview and nothing was really real. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to get out something authentic, whatever. And that's why you became more successful than any of us ever was, because people just seen like, this guy authentic. You know, this guy.
I was really in the houses.
Yeah. You was
really doing
like, you was doing, like, you was for real. You know, like when I met you at We Live 18, people kept coming back, you know, telling me about you. Like, what do you think? I'm like, yo, I guess he real. He, you know, he do what he do. But when We Live 18, when I seen that with my own eyes, I said, oh, nah, he the real deal, Holyfield. You know what I'm saying? he really real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he official. So yeah, with that being said, like, yeah, so it was just something, just wanted to be authentic, give some people something real.
Yeah, and I think I started YouTube out of pure one. I wanted an accountability partner that was just out there. Like, I'm about to like I came to this realization about a month ago. Like, I'm overweight now. Like I'm fat. Like, this business has made me fat. So like in the next few days, yes, I'm talking to y'all directly. In the next few days, y'all will hear me talk about my goals with weight loss, and I'm going to put it out in public so I can be held accountable by these hundreds of thousands of people, right? Like going in the gym in the morning and eating better and stuff like that, because you get in this business and you start making money and you start being so busy, there's days I forget to eat. And it's like, oh, I'm going from one appointment to the next. I'm going to grab some Bojangles. The worst thing you could ever do. So that's a whole nother side thing. So
go ahead, man.
Let's get back into this.
Nah, I'm gonna say this, y'all. You know, Bojangles not the worst thing you eat. I would have gave it to McDonald's.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I mean?
I agree. I'm saying not eating at all, and then just gonna go eat that. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah. So, but till you say, I mean, me, I make sure I eat. I'm a foodie, so I make sure I get my meals in. You know, I ain't never too busy to eat. So, you know what I mean? I might eat later throughout the day, getting so busy, but nah, I'm gonna definitely eat. So, but yeah, that's dope though. You know, you're gonna do that. So you're gonna watch what you eat and you're gonna work out?
Yeah, and I'm gonna have everybody on the internet hold me accountable. And that's the same way I kind of started the YouTube videos, because I was like, at the point I started YouTube videos, I was already making $20,000, $30,000 a month.
Yeah.
But I was like, I need to grow, and I said, I want to get to $100,000 a month.
Correct.
Now here I was 2 years ago praying for a $100,000 job, and I'm now saying I want $100,000 a month. So the audience held me accountable, and the frequency of putting out videos made me actually get up and go out and do it, because the comments motivated me to keep going, because people were learning as I was learning.
Yes.
So it just made it easy. So the audience, the people that are here now, helped me get to where I am by motivating me, because it gets very lonely in this world. In this
lonely at the top.
Yeah, it gets lonely at the top, because you can't have conversations with regular people.
Absolutely not.
Because they just don't believe in your dreams. When I'm like, yo, I want to buy that tower right there, they laugh. I'm like, no, I'm serious. I want to buy the whole 25 floors. Yeah. They just can't wrap their head around that. But that's a whole other conversation. But let's get back into you though. You now got creative real estate under your belt. You putting out videos. You're wholesaling. Did you ever have a full wholesaling operation where you were churning deals every single month?
Yeah.
And
when I got fired, I had no choice.
You had to. Yeah. So your back was against the wall.
Back was against the wall.
And that's how you ate.
Yes, I ate. And let me just say it. So this how it went down, right? So I walked into the office, right? I asked my manager, the dude who was, watching me, and I said, yo, my grandfather just passed. I need to go to Lumberton to go to his funeral. And I said, all right, man, I'm going to see. And I guess he called my manager who was in Cali, and I guess she was just like, you know what? Tell him to go to the funeral and stay there. So they brought me in the office, had me work the full day. You know what I mean? Real talk. Had me work the full day, brought me in the office. It's like 4 something. They like, yeah, we had you on the final, and we just don't think it's working out, so we part ways. You know what I mean? So I was cool with it. You know what I mean? No, I said, all right, well, thank you for the opportunity. Things happened. And I went to my car, and it was like, by the time I got my car, it was like 4:48, 4:49. And I'm saying to myself, I'm like, yo, man, in the car, I'm like, man, I hope I never have to work for nobody else again. I'll never want to work into a corporate building situation.
And you already proved this concept to yourself one time already.
Yeah.
You're already doing it.
I was already doing the deals. So it was just now, full time. So I didn't tell none of my family members that I got fired, because they would have been worried about me. I did not want nobody worrying about me. I did not want nobody calling my phone with worry in their voice. And
casting doubt on you.
Yeah, I ain't want, so I ain't tell them nothing. Did the funeral and came back that Monday. And, when you quit your job, you get fired for your job, come that first business day, 7, 8 o'clock, you can't be sitting there twiddling your thumbs. You got to have a game plan. You got to be moving and, and shaking. So got back, man. And that 2012 November, that was like my biggest month. I made like 10 grand. And that's when I told my family members I got fired. I got fired from my job 2 months ago, but hey, I made 10 grand this month. So,
nice.
Yeah.
So now, did you ever get to the point now you're scaling? He's like, okay, I'm gonna do this for real. So you start going ham on this.
Yeah, I started really turning deals, getting as many as possible. And I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't really start building an operation until from 12 to maybe like 15 when I joined a mastermind, a collective genius. Shout out to Jason Medley.
They call it what, CG, right?
CG. Yeah, shout out to Jason Medley. Yeah, when I got in there, like then you start to see the guys and guys with shows doing 6 figures every month. And a lot of people think it's like majority educators, but it's not. It's actually guys in your backyard you never heard of that's really killing it, and you see they doing 6 figures a month. You like, whoa, like man, that's when I shut down YouTube. That's when I was like, yo, I gotta focus on and really grow this thing
so
out.
I was gonna ask you what made you shut down.
Yeah, that's why
you started scaling.
Yeah, I started scaling. But like you said, the accountability partnership, like, and I got a chat group of us that we go back where we all met each other on Facebook in 12 and 13. And Eric Tarenti from flipthisrealestatelyst.com, my boy Chris Jefferson out there in Virginia.
I think Chris and I are Facebook friends.
Yeah, okay, it should be. Elijah Rubin.
Yeah, out in Arizona.
That's my dude. That's my dude. Yeah, you gotta come on the next vacation with us. So
don't tell me that because I only see the pictures after. I don't want to. You just got me some new luggage. So if you don't invite me, I'm snitching. I'm telling everything.
So my other guy, Jerry Woods, out there in Memphis, he real quiet and low key. I don't think he's on Facebook right now, but we're real good dudes. But we created like this group chat, and where we travel, we go places, and it's like a brotherhood. You know what I mean? Like we didn't grow up together, but they are very close to me, like family members. You know what I'm saying? And that's one like the accountability part that you talk about that you get from that. Leveraging some friendships and everything. Because we all met on Facebook and a Facebook group dedicated to real estate. And shout out to Wholesaling Elite.
Yeah.
Shout out to that group. Like, yo, y'all gotta really be in there making connections. Like, y'all dudes
that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
starting posting memes and stuff.
Yeah, like y'all dudes that's really getting money. Yo, link up. If nobody want to go to somebody's city, hey, yo, look, we going to New Orleans for the weekend. We going to Brazil for the week. Whatever. Like, yo, link up and talk strategies, talk business, make things happen.
Don't have that scarcity mindset where you're afraid to even talk about people all the way across the country.
Yeah. Link up, man.
So you got an operation, but you're now more than just when did you transition from more than just a wholesaling operation? When was that move?
Okay, so here's the thing. I have not flipped. Last time I flipped the house was in 2007, that when I lost, right? So then in 2013, what happened was I was the wholesale guy in Charlotte. And I was building connections with my buyers. And I was building those relationships. I asked when a few of my buyers, yo, if I got the right deal, would you partner with me? And we rehab it together? Because I wanted to learn from somebody successful because I already did. I'm successful.
Smart. You start with partners.
Yeah. So, and when I got the actual deal, I went to like 3 people and they all said no. And the 4th person was like, yeah, we'll do it. Like, just no hesitation. So I partnered with them, and from there, I did one with there to get the experience. I did another one with another investor, and I got a local hard money relationship in 2013 that I still have to this day. Because I was partnered to leverage my partnerships to get the connections. So to get the hard money lenders, and to find out like what contractors or people use, get access to their contractors, because if you're not familiar with the rehab and the building side, people will not give up their contractors. The
no, that's like gold.
That's gold. Like I
won't even tell you my contractor's name.
Right. So their lenders or they're not going to give them up to you, especially if you don't have a relationship with that person. Don't even bother asking you.
So hard money it's important to have access to it.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, I do too. What do you think is the best ways to form those? Where do you find people like that? Because I see in the group people say, "Hey, can you guys help me out with some hard money lenders?" It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. I mean, I know there's companies that do hard money.
Yeah. But
there's guys locally that don't really say anything that is way easier than going through inspection checks and all these other stuff like that.
Absolutely. And that's the guys I use. I use the local guys. And so if you just want a hard money lender, you just want a hard money, don't want to put the work in, just Google your city or your state hard money lender, and you have those companies. But to get the guys that are actually lending their own money in your backyard, they don't want an appraisal. Mm-hmm. They don't need an inspection.
They know the market.
They know the market. You call for a draw, they give it to you. They come out, walk the property, and just write you your check. Without you have to pay for a draw. You have to get out there and get active and build some connections. And, it took me years and years to get some of the lenders that I got now. It took me years to get to that point. Yeah. So, some lenders I laugh about today with them, but I would call him. He would say, "Hey, man, I'm tapped out. No money." You know what I'm saying? So,
all the money.
he got all the money. Years later we laughed about it. He was like, "Yeah, I was reserving my capital for these ex-rehabbers right here," you know what I mean? And, and I just wasn't in the endless. Now he does my loans for me. He did a loan on rentals and stuff for me as well. So it's like, yeah, you got to get out there and really build those relationships. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know that a lot of you guys got to figure it out. You're making money behind the computer and all that. That's cool. But you got to actually get out there and build relationships and talk to people.
That's what matters when all this shuts down.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So your natural progression as you bought a single family house to flip, didn't work out, moved to North Carolina, you start wholesaling. Your wholesaling turns into you finding hard money lenders. And with those hard money lenders, what are you now doing with that money? You start going back and flipping?
Yeah, I started rehabbing. I'm still wholesaling.
Still rehabbing and wholesaling. But now you got private money around that's hard. Hard just means it costs a little bit more money than a private relationship, right?
That is correct. It costs a lot more money. Typically, it's going to be between 12 and 18% and 3 to 5 points up front. For those who don't know what a point is 1% of the loan. So if somebody says, "Hey, look, I'm 3 points."
You borrow $100,000, it's $3,000.
There we go. Yes.
Real simple. So now you're rehabbing with this money, and then you're doing something that I'm very fascinated by. Is you're building brand new construction.
Yes.
Tell me how you got in that game.
Yeah. Okay. I can't put his name out there, but shout out to this lender. I called this lender for this. I had this house, transitional neighborhood, and I said, "Hey, look, I could get this house for like $90,000, and would I?" He's like, "All right, I'm gonna meet you out there." He was like, "Look," I said, "I can get it for 90. I'm gonna need give me about 70,000 and fix up, and then I can sell it for like 250. Cause if I can get if I can squeeze another bedroom in here, the 3.2s is going in under 5 days. They're selling under 5 days, and they're going at it was like high 2s or something. And I think it was 90 and 100 in work. And he was like, he walking around the house. He said, "Man, I don't think you should do this, man. You ever thought about knocking down and start over?" I looked at him. I said, "Man, I ain't got that kind of money." He said, he said, "Man, I think if you rehab this, you're going to find way more problems than you're anticipating. Your contractor is telling you. He's going to find foundation issues once he rip up this floor, And I just don't think he's telling you now. And when you get into the job, it's going to happen. You're going to end up spending way more money, man." He said, "I really think you should knock it down." I said, "Yeah, I just don't feel comfortable. I don't have that kind of money, and I don't have that experience." He said, "Would you do it if I partner with you?" "Absolutely, I'll do it if you partner with me."
Heck yeah.
And that's how we did it. He partnered with me on the joint, and
so was he a builder himself, or he knew?
He wasn't he's not an actual licensed GC, but he has so much experience with all aspects of real estate. Mm-hmm. He had all direct subs, and he knew the GC personally, and he was the guy.
He was the guy.
And that's how I got started.
That's how you did your first build.
Yes.
And did you use a certain contractor?
Yes.
And then you continue to use the same stuff?
Not that one. I started doing my own. I started my boy, shout out to Hornet Realty. For Hornet Homes LLC, Hornet Homes.
Seen it. He got a real nice logo. I like how he puts it in the driveway at the end.
Yeah, Hornet Homes. That he built my stuff now. That's my guy. We go way back, man. Just taking flights to go to the Sean Terry event back in 2012, like 2 weeks after I got fired. So yeah, we go way back. Cool
He's
Jonathan Andrews.
He's your builder now.
Yeah.
But you told me he only builds for you and himself.
That's correct. He only builds for me and himself. So,
That's crazy. So you got a good relationship.
I got a great relationship with him. Yeah.
So
I'm in the VIP list.
Since I'm not on the VIP list and I want to build here in Winston, how do I go about finding a builder that's not going to charge me out the wazoo so I can make some money?
You want to have knowledge of this is my personal opinion. Either sit down with somebody who's building out here, or sit down with do a partnership with somebody to do your first one, and get the connections so you can know how much you should be paying and how things should be rolling.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
because I got lots. I bought a block. I was telling you, I bought an entire block.
Yeah.
And I was looking at building something, but I'm aggressively have my team looking for empty lots in neighborhoods and stuff like that, so we can build something. Here's my goal, and I probably shouldn't say this out loud because probably a lot of people watching.
Yeah.
I want to build what you've built in Charlotte and Winston-Salem and start a new trend.
Okay.
So that's my goal right there.
Do y'all got gentrifying areas?
Yeah, of course.
That's near downtown?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We're gonna do real estate and cars here in a second. We'll have a conversation about. I'll take you by some areas.
That's cool.
So, natural progression. You're now at the point. Now, here's one thing I learned about you. Very quickly, you are frugal as hell.
Cheap, isn't it?
He is. This is the cheapest. I think next to a guy, one of my mentors, Mr. Fromberger. I think you are the cheapest millennial person I know.
Yeah.
I know he can be in any car he want to be.
That's right.
He ain't doing that.
Nah.
I met him out of the house that he sold for $550. My man was just like, yo, like he just got done cutting grass.
Yeah, real talk.
He does not spend. I know you got to have one thing that is your poison. Mine's electronics. I love electronics.
I used to be in my 20s, but mine is food. True story.
So you love experiencing the good food.
Shout out to Capitol Grill. That steak, dog. They got that.
Found it. You found it.
Shout out to the Capitol Grill.
That's not a bad habit though. I mean, it can be expensive, but you can't get too crazy.
It can be expensive, yo. One of my first mentors and partners, Laura Nicely, in Charlotte. She said, "Yo, Nasser, look, I could tell you." We were in the car. We just said, me and her. She was like, "Yo, I know where you're going. I've seen it before. You're very ambitious. When you get to where you go, don't get crazy with the $100 lunches, the luxury cars, the expensive cars."
She told you up front.
And the belts. She said, "Don't get crazy with that stuff." She said, "I've seen it before, and I've seen guys go under because they had these crazy lifestyles." And I reminded her about that a few years ago when she told me that. But I did get crazy with the $100 dinners, man. You know, I had the Charlotte Hornets season tickets. You know, I was trying to get my little cousin, Maxwell, up there. Hopefully next season I get you up there, bro.
Yeah, I definitely want to be there.
Yeah, and you go upstairs to the access lounge where you could sit down and had $100 dinner. I got crazy with it, but I scaled back.
You're a season ticket holder, right?
I used to be, not no more. Yeah.
You got to let them get a winning season.
They got to get a winning season. But I did not renew my season tickets because I think it was 2 years ago. The Trump administration issued a law whereas you cannot write off business entertainment anymore. So I got rid of my season tickets, man. You know, so but yeah, like I did get a little crazy with the food, but other than that, you can say frugal, I call it cheap, and and I be upfront with it. Like if I meet like a chick or something, like yo, look, well, I don't talk about money, but if I meet somebody, if I see that they have a certain expectation of a certain person they want to deal with, look, I'm cheap.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not going to use a certain word I want to use if me and this dude was behind scenes, but my car is basically, I'm just a black man with a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He truly portrays that.
Yeah, I'm just a black man with a job. I walk around. During the work week, workout clothes, I got a hole in each side of my sneaker.
That is a fact.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to talk. I do not attract gold diggers in my life. You know what I mean? I just don't attract that in my life. I'm not the guy with the belt with the matching shoes to match. Nah, bro, we not doing that.
I'm pretty simple myself. I think if I didn't have YouTube and I didn't have social media.
Yeah, you're very simple.
Yeah, because I mean the only thing that I have really spent and now get for free is Adidas. Like
Yeah.
I used to spend before I never had expensive shoes in my life ever.
Yeah.
But I just like Adidas, good Adidas shoes.
Now I grew up in the hood. It's gonna sound crazy, but like in the hood, we value materialistic items.
Mm-hmm.
Like we value that. Like that's our self-worth.
Yeah.
So high school, I was like the best dressed kid. Like I'm the guy who I supposed to be in front of the liquor store asking y'all for 25 cents. Cause you know how like the best dressed kid, the popular kid, and the funniest kid always end up being the loser.
Yeah.
Like that was supposed to be me, but the grace of God, all praises due. Yeah, you know what I mean. Worked out. Thank God for real estate. You know. What we say is Alhamdulillah, which means all praises due to Allah. So yeah, man. With that being said, yeah, like I'm not like during school and people who know me in my early 20s, like high school in the 90s, it was Coogee sweater this, Iceberg, you know, all the names. I had it all. You know what I mean? I had it all. And, you know, in my early 20s too, but I realized something, bro. Like, are people dealing with me because they dealing with me or they dealing with me because I got this stuff on?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I fortunately, I went through that in my early 20s. So, and I was always good with saving money, thank God. I was always good with saving money, but fortunately, I went through that in my early 20s, and I just got real, like, yo, I don't need this stuff to make me, you know, screw designer labels, man. Design labels don't care anything about where I'm from.
Nothing.
And what my community go through or what any, you know what I mean? They don't come forth with my issues or anything like that. So, nah, I don't.
You have good vacations, though.
I have great vacations. I got a vacation. I got to, bro.
Any kids?
No, I don't have any kids, man.
Not married.
Not married, man.
So you're in the same boat as me.
Single like a dollar bill, dog.
Like one stuck in his table. Right
Like the one stuck in his table, man. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, man. So like your end game. Let's talk about your end game, right? You're financially independent right now.
Financially independent. I think I'm doing pretty well for myself.
Yeah.
And yes, so my end game is to basically I want to accumulate apartment buildings. I want to be a real estate developer, you know, and so I want to start accumulate buildings and, you know, complexes. Let me say that, you know, complexes, buildings, complexes, and, you know, become a developer and stuff.
So let's do this. I'll put a challenge. I love to put people on the spot and put a challenge.
Oh,
let's me and you go find a building and build a syndicate and keep piece of it.
Let's do it.
I mean, that's a good challenge.
I mean, that's a great challenge, bro. I would, first of all,
I'll leverage my social media. You leverage your audience,
Yeah.
your connections. We'll go out and find the perfect building, and we'll hold us in. We can raise a lot of money.
Yeah, I think we can. But first thing, let me just say, it's an honor. Like, even though you say like I motivated you or whatever, yeah, it's an honor, like, yo, to just be in the same room as you and to have access to you. You know what I mean? Because, and I was reading this book, and one of Russell Simmons' book back in the day when I used to read heavy. For a point in my life, I didn't have, when I was trying to get started in the real estate business, trying to build it out, and I had a job, I cut off cable for like 2 years straight.
I still don't have it.
Yeah, no, you don't got cable?
I don't have no cable.
Oh, bro, you got it. The Showtime, they got the Wu-Tang documentary, dog.
Yo, that's
Bring
funny.
You back
Justin
to the 90s.
was just telling me about that.
You got to check it out. But anyway.
Somebody got cable that'll give me their password.
There you
so
go.
I can get the app.
Yeah, there you go. And yeah, so with that being in American Greed, you watch American Greed?
I used to. That's still on?
Yeah,
they got new episodes?
Not the new season come on yet, but they still running the episodes, man. But that's my
some
joint.
wholesalers might be on there.
Yeah, I know a few real estate gurus. Yeah, they about to get on there too. So with that being said, yeah, man, it's just an honor just to even have access to you. I was reading this book years ago when Russell Simmons said one of the people who interned for him, he ended up years later asking him, can I borrow your private jet to get to where I need to be?
That's crazy.
And it's kind of crazy how life, you know, turns out like that, because you grew this thing that's, you know, unimaginable for a lot of us. And for the YouTubers at that time with me, you know, they ain't gonna admit it, but I don't mind admitting it. You know, I ain't got no issues with myself. But you just grew something that we all thought we were going to do. You know what I mean? You did it.
Let me put this out there. Yo, I have beef with nobody in the industry.
Now, we know that.
Yeah, nobody.
But people be taking shots at you, man.
Yeah, I know. I see it, but I have no hate in my heart for nobody.
Nah, we know that. Yeah, you cool.
I haven't met many people.
Yeah.
You know?
You haven't.
I haven't, because I've been in my bubble and I work very hard, and you know, I haven't met many people. So, you know, there's a lot of people out there I look forward to meeting one day, and maybe we meet on a trip or something like that. But I don't even know a lot of people's names. Not to say it in an arrogant way. I just don't really consume anything else.
Yeah.
In my life, I don't consume anything.
I can see that.
Yeah, so I would love to meet some of these guys and see how we can do stuff together, because this is not a one-man fight.
Nah, it's not.
And there's enough room out here for everybody.
There's enough room for everybody to eat. I don't see why these guys is coming at, going at each other, but it is what it is, man. And you grew up in Winston-Salem, right?
Yeah, so I've been here since 1993, other than I went off to the military in 17.
Okay, you've been in 93. Yo, when I be like, if you follow Max on social media, what throws me off, man, I'd be like, yo, what this dude, why has he got on a damn cowboy hat, some cowboy boots, messing with horses?
Yo,
like,
I have been different most of my life. So I remember, if anybody went to middle school with me, I wore snowboarding boots to school one day. Like, if y'all ever been, just some weird, I've just always done like crazy, I've never really cared what people thought about me type thing.
Okay.
And I just done different, I've always wanted to try things that different. So yeah, I own a rodeo, I own a bull riding team. Yeah. I have the two only black bull riders in the PBR circuit. Yeah. One of them is ranked in the top 10, 15 in the world right now. The other one's on the injury list right now for the season. I'm a pilot. I own a plane. I just do stuff that's different.
Yeah, see, Winston-Salem different from Jersey. Like, if you came to school with some snowboarding boots, you better ready to fight. You got to fight
somebody?
You had to fight.
I was a pretty big dude back then, so I ain't had to worry about nobody.
You had to worry about
me.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
I've been 6'2" for a long time.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
So,
yeah,
and
man.
then I was cool. I was a fun guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think it was different for me. You know what I'm saying? I've always tried to be different, and I'm finally my differences paid off.
Nah, it paid off. You want to know something? I don't know if you're familiar with her, if your audience familiar with her. Somebody I went to school with, Karen Civil.
I don't. I'm bad with names.
Okay, yeah. Well, anyway, she's like, she handles a lot of. She used to handle social media for like a lot of like rappers, entertainers, like a lot of rappers and entertainers. But I went to school with her, and she was one of those people who was just always different. But she was different and reserved. Mm-hmm. And now, like, I remember, like, before she turned 30, like, Ebony had her as top 100 most powerful women in America.
Really?
Yeah, like, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is dope, man. But, yeah, man, that's cool that, you embrace your differentism, and now you messing with the bulls and the horses, because I'd be like,
yeah, I got it. So,
little cuz is crazy.
I think we have a rodeo coming to Greensboro, and if it is, I'll make sure you come out and sit front row with me and see these animals and things. But it's interesting, man. If not, I know we got one in Nashville coming up, and then we're doing a huge one in Houston, Texas. You might want to come out for that, because I'm bringing out some celebrities for that one right there.
So what's up with this? So you rock with Lil Nas X?
Yeah, horses in the back, of course. I was trying to get my guys in that official video, man. I mean, it's just, here's what a lot of people, there's a lot of misconception about the cowboy life.
Absolutely.
And I think that because most of us see cowboys, mainly white guys with cowboy hats, we feel like we're not supposed to go over there. But it's actually not the truth. I've been completely embraced by the PBR people, and that's professional bull riding. And they actually excited to see me. They're excited to have Ezekiel Mitchell as the top bull rider. It's just fun. I think we just got to get into it. And believe it or not, shout out to my guys, Compton Cowboys. They're in Compton with a ranch.
Wow.
Some young black guys, and they ride horses to the gas station. They teach kids to get them out of the street by using the horses and stuff like that. So there's a lot going on. Philadelphia, there's black dudes that ride a lot of horses. Wow. In regular. So there's just here's what I challenge anybody to do something every week, one thing small that is outside of your comfort zone that you normally wouldn't do, and then see how that changes you, because being outside of your comfort zone and getting out of that norm is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, go on vacation in Montana. Like, I want to do a trip on a dude ranch. You know what a dude ranch is? Nah. So from my understanding, it's just like a big ranch.
I know what the bunny ranch is, though.
Yeah. Okay. We can do that one too. You want to do that one?
Nah.
I want to do that one because I heard Lamar Odom didn't end up well when he left there. But What I'm saying is, we need to do a vacation. We need to do a vacation to a Doru Ranch. It's basically we go out somewhere like Wyoming, Montana, and we spend a week out there, and it's a vacation, but we actually working on the farm as well. Like we get our own horses. We like going out there exploring, and you got to do it. It's outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that made me look at you crazy. I'm a city boy, man. You know what I mean? I grew up in the city.
That's why you got to do it.
Nah, man.
You gotta trust me. You gonna have so much. You like, yo, I thank you, because it's a week with no electronics. It's like
I'm good, bro. Give me some fried chicken. You know what I'm saying?
we gonna eat fried chicken.
Nah, but I need some fried. Give me my fried chicken, some red Kool-Aid, bro. And
all right, so we won't do that one. We're gonna do the apartment syndication.
There we go. Thanks, my brother.
What do you tell people that's coming up in this game? Because I know your inbox is heavy with people that want to get in this game. What do you tell somebody that just learned about wholesaling that's contacting you? Like they going straight to Michael Jordan. What do you tell them?
This is what I tell them, man. I just tell them, yo, stay focused, man. Follow one course until successful. Follow one course until successful, man. It's a lot of people that come to me and they swear they want to do this, and 3 months later they're on to the latest network marketing thing, or they're
Forex or something.
doing.
So they were only chasing money.
That's it. Yeah, I just tell them focus. Follow one course until successful. Whatever marketing strategy you're going to use, be consistent with it. You have to be consistent with it. You can't drop one mailer campaign and hope to get a bunch of deals. You can't do one, just make 100 calls and hope, somebody say yes.
Lyrically.
Yeah. So you got to be consistent, man. You got to be consistent at it. So that's what I tell them. That's the advice I give them. And that advice is not sexy, but it's real. So a lot of people don't follow it because it's just not sexy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just straight up, man. You just got to just be focused, man. Like me, out of my situation, back when I was in them jobs, I said, man, I ain't go to college for this. You know what I mean? I knew, bro, I knew when I was in that call center, I used to look at the managers 10, 15 years, 10 years older than me or several.
You didn't want to be them.
I'm like, yo, I don't want to be this person. I'm not waiting 10 years to make $60,000. And I was talking to when we got the new site director and a lady, and she was like, "Yo, I could tell, and I hear things. You are extremely ambitious. You're very motivated, and in 10 years, I could see you making $100,000." I was 25 at the time. She told me this. Said I could see you making $100,000. So, man, I was clocking six figures about 30. Like, you know what I mean? But I say that to say, like, yeah, dealing with the regular average people, they might not get you. They might not understand. I'm trying to make it happen. However, one thing was different from me. Like, I was focused on, I zoomed in. Like, yo, people, like some of my comments on my IG, Real Estate Doru, some of my comments and all that, like on my Facebook page, Nasser El Arabi. I'm off of Facebook right now for the month of Ramadan. I'll be back in June. But like some of them people could tell you stories. Like, I remember us sitting down on my porch or just sitting down somewhere, and you saying like, yo, man, I want to buy these houses and rent them out, or I want to, move down to Charlotte and pursue real estate, etc. And I just made that happen because I focused on that joint, man.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. So I've just been thinking, like, we gotta do the apartment syndication. We gonna get some fellas together. We gonna do vacation and real estate.
You gotta do that, bro. That's important, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring Dave with us, so we got it all filmed out. Some parts of it, not every part of it. We gotta have some fun. But yeah, man, I appreciate you being here, man. I think this is dope. We gonna go do something after this, but
yeah, no doubt.
Dude, any parting words?
My parting words is, man, just first things first. I remember one time I was shooting dudes some love on my Facebook page, and a few dudes paused. Was like, yeah, I like Maxwell. Maxwell videos better than yours because he look better than you. So pause. You know what I mean? But ladies, I need y'all to help a brother out.
Help him out, y'all.
Help me out, ladies.
Help
build up my confidence. Like, yo, Hey, yo, man, the Doru look better. You know what I'm
some
saying?
hard eyes under his next post or something.
Yeah, throw some hard eyes, you know what I'm saying? Under the YouTube comments, like, yo, talk about, you know what I mean, the brother sex appeal or something, you know what I mean? Just help a brother out, you know what I mean? Help me, you know what I'm saying?
Completely unreal estate related. Help him.
Help me, you know what I'm saying? But on a serious note, I just want to, first things first, say congratulations to all your success.
Thank
I wish
you,
you much success,
Still going.
much more success with your career and the things you're doing is big, is huge. To your audience, man, just stay focused. You got a real good audience. I'm in the Wholesaling Elite Facebook group, and I see your audience. I see the people. You got a lot of doers, Durus, action takers, which is real cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man, you just motivating mad people and changing lives. So, to all those who have not done their first deal, stay focused. Write down your goals. Write down your goals. I didn't start writing down my goals, so I think I was like 25, 26. I started getting self-development books. Because with real estate, with any business and entrepreneurship, it's not pretty much the end game, it's the process. And you got to mentally prepare for that process because it's going to be some times where you won't want to quit. I've been involved in real estate 12 years. I still got things I wake up and say, am I even good at this? Should I just quit?
Me too.
Yeah. So those things happen, but just stay focused on the process, man. Look how eventually 5 years from today, 3 years from today, 2 years from today, you're going to be thanking yourself for not giving up because of what your counterparts, if you're still talking to them, what they're going through with their jobs and, you know, lives. And you like, man, I ain't got to deal with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's just real cool, man. So just stay focused, man, and just keep your eye on the prize and prepare for the process, man. It's a journey that you have to be mentally prepared for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, that's cool. Where can people find you at? Because I want my web guys, my internet guys to put all your stuff here. So where can they find you?
All right, most importantly, my Instagram. Blow that joint up. Make sure you hit that follow button. Knock that follow button loose. So IG, Real Estate Doru, Doru, Real Estate Doru on IG. And Facebook, I'm probably maxed out on friends, but if it's Nasser El Arabi, you could just hit that follow button if that's what you want to do. But I'd rather you go to IG. Mm-hmm. I might drop some YouTube videos this year. So Real Estate Doru.
I'm pushing him to do that.
Real Estate Doru, which is on YouTube. Real Estate Doru, Doru. That's where you can find me at, man. But yeah, just hit up that IG.
And go out and get his book. I'm gonna leave the link in the show notes. Go out and get the book, man. I appreciate you coming out here, brother.
Yeah,
we gotta do this again. Appreciate y'all. I'll see you on the next side.
Thank you for listening to the Wholesaling Houses Elite podcast with Maxwell. Make sure to tune in next week to see what elite wholesaler will have in the hot seat.